Let's go to our man. We get Paul from Henderson, Nevada. He's up early. He's always up early.
That's right.
He probably doesn't even go to sleep.
Why not?
Especially on weekends. Paul, what's going on, brother?
Happy Friday, gentlemen. How you guys doing
Happy
today?
Friday, man.
Happy Friday, man.
Ready for a good week? Good weekend?
I think it's going to get pretty exciting this weekend.
I
with
guess.
I can hear it in that voice.
I think you're right, man. You got it all happening because, there's probably going to be a lot of people that take off Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, too.
Why not, right?
I think so. I think the short sellers are going to hammer it down a little bit further because no one really wants to go long until it gets to that swing point that's so close to that 5,000 range.
Okay.
So I think we got some downside to go here on the weekend. It's too bad those binaries don't trade over the weekend because, man, I think
this is the only weekend, that they don't because at the end of the month.
And it's only going to happen that when Friday falls as the last trading day of the week of the month, which is it just happens to fall this time.
Because you know what's cool, Paul, is that when you actually think about it, is that there's no way with the exchange being closed over the weekend that someone could really come into it heavily selling it without actually owning the Bitcoin, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, that's where you can see that if you are at lows, bottom line is it shouldn't take too much to basically go to higher price over a weekend versus get out of the way 8 o'clock in the morning, Monday morning.
Sure.
Hey, Tom, I got a question for you. So when you see Bitcoin, the run up, you have such a dramatic, volume going up. And as you're coming down, you see the volume just, at least on the exchange. I'm looking at Bitfinex right now.
Okay, and we have the Crypto Watch side up. I just have it on like a weekly just to get a full glance of things. But even on a weekly, you can see the volume trail off.
And that's what you want to see. That's what you want to see. You want to see
if you're a bull.
Yeah, you want to see it go up on volume. You want to see it pull back with no volume. You want to see it lay there, die, and no one cares about it. And then you have a shot in order to basically go higher again. That's the real question is going to be each and every time. Like Tommy had just brought up that June 24th. It went to a low over the weekend on that Sunday, which was good. Most times you're going to hit that low a couple times, But that's a classic time in the trade. I mean, you're up on volume, you're back on lighter volume, you test, and you go back up, If we had true volumes, what we don't have, then I'd be a lot more confident in the aspect of, like we have Crypto Watch up, so that's volume just on that. It's like the currencies, Paul. What happens with currencies is that all banks have platforms. Well, that volume you're looking at in the currency market is only on that platform. It's not combined volume. So you got to be, you got to be cognizant of that. That's what it comes down to.
It's pretty remarkable. I was just going back to that run we had leading up to that 20,000. I mean, you're looking at, basically about middle of November, you're trading right where we were at in terms of 6,100, and by middle of December, you're at 20,000. And it's just been a slow trickle almost. We got that acceleration from February when we jumped back up. I think there's your 6,000 in February. We made it all the way back up to like 11,000 or so, but then again, right back down there. Yeah.
They all did that. That's when I had that really great trade on Litecoin.
Yeah.
They went bonkers right there in November. And the more that I'm looking into this Tether situation, I'm unsure. I'm kind of thinking that it was manipulated on the way up because it's so hard to get your money into the crypto market. I mean, you have to jump through a lot of hoops.
Okay.
To go from Coinbase to these other exchanges, and you got to turn it into Bitcoin, and there's a lot of things that you need to do. It's not just like opening an account at Interactive Brokers.
Yes.
You get your ACH and you're good to go. So a lot of people they didn't take the time to do all that. They said, this is too complicated, and they just watched it. But that Tether thing might turn out to be a big deal. So we'll see how that shakes out.
Now, the Tether is the one that they're claiming that they have dollar for dollar in there, right?
Correct.
And the market is saying, well, prove it to us. And they really haven't proved it that there's actually any money behind it, right?
Well, they did a somewhat of an audit, but there's some shadiness going on because the guy that is started Tether, Brock Pierce, is also in charge of Block 1 on EOS. and excuse me, when they froze all the tokens, everyone's bread was frozen, and no one could move the EOS. And that's when they did the supposed audit that Tether had, a 1-for-1.
That's not how audits work, but right? I mean, no, exactly.
No, it's not.
Like,
It's not.
There's either a legitimate like third-party audit or there's not. Exactly
Wow.
where, especially on something like that. And there were
Yeah.
articles written about it at that time, with saying they would have needed. I mean, hundreds of millions of dollars. I think
yeah.
almost approaching $1
Dollar for
billion
dollar.
at one
Right.
point somewhere, and that just is
Right.
not.
'Cause they're
where's the account with $1 billion?
Exactly.
Right?
They're claiming dollar for dollar inside
It's
the
backed.
teller. Yeah, right.
Tether, yeah. It should be interesting,
So it's
man.
gonna- It's going to be
58.91.
very interesting.
You just need the momentum going with you again, Paul, to trade it. That's the right. I mean, I think that's how you look at it anyway. Do you know what I mean? But we'll find out whether you get it going. I mean, what happens in something like this too? By the way, this morning you had out there the aspect of this saying this is like the crash of 2000 in the Nasdaq when people
Okay.
lost 90% of their money
For Bitcoins and
For
cryptos
Bitcoin.
in general, yeah.
As soon as I saw that, it's not quite like that, because let me show you something. If I put up the Nasdaq, what you're going to see is that the amazing part is that what the Nasdaq did do is that you got a counter trend rally about I think it was about a year after that. Right now, it didn't go close to your highs. But what you're going to see is that Bitcoin didn't get that counter trend rally yet. Okay, so here it is here. So that wasn't a year. So we hit 48.16 in 2000, and then that's okay. What month is that, Tom? That's March, right?
Yep.
And then by May you're at 28.97, so 2,000 points down. Now watch this counter trend bounce, and you go all the way back up to 41.47.
So my reply to that would be we went to 20,000, we
Yeah.
went to 6,000, we went back up to 11.
Oh, we did. Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
as you put that chart up, I was
Okay.
like, we got to jump from 6 to 11, and we're back at 6.
Yeah, well, yeah, I guess it does almost look the same. Oh, my God.
It's
Yeah, we went
and
down to
even-
10,700.
There's
It-
two there.
it almost looks
so
the
then
same.
it goes to
It goes
17,
to 16,000.
17,
Yeah, so you did get
16.9.
the counter
But
trend
then
bounce.
even this one, right? You go to 59.22. There's
Yeah.
the low we talk about. And then, in a 11.6.
Yeah.
I mean, that's almost
Yeah.
double.
No,
that's a 100% increase.
So I can
almost
see that
two of them.
correlation. Yeah, that correlation's out there.
And there's a lot of other factors in terms of, the NASDAQ. Geez, it went pretty far. Didn't quite go to zero, right? Because there was still some value there. Bitcoin could go to zero. That's
Well,
the
it could,
difference.
because you had JDSU go to zero, you got CMGI. I mean, there's plenty
Sure.
of companies you could rail out that did go to zero.
Sure,
So,
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
I don't think Bitcoin's going to go to zero. I'm looking at this smart money, like, I don't know, phases of a bubble type of chart, and it has these different stages on the way down. And there's the trap, which I think that run up that we just had from 6 to 11 was probably the bull trap. And then you have fear. I think we're just getting into the fear and then the capitulation. But, hey, Tom, if I could hang tight, I wanted to take a look at JNUG if you had time.
yeah, you can, but we have Danny Riley coming on. Stay talking about Paul from Nevada. We are going to be talking Nugget. So,
Or JNUG, maybe.
is it
JNUG,
JNUG,
yeah,
Paul, you want to look at?
Yeah, JNUG.
So JNUG, folks, is the junior miners 300% leverage bull position. The direction of the market vectors gold miners.
Sorry, can we slow that one down? I lost you there. Say it again.
JNUG is the 300
It's the
direction.
junior gold miners, right?
That's
the
right.
direction. Junior gold miners 3 times bull.
Yes.
There we go.
So if we take a look at this, these all got a nice bid out here today, Paul. I mean, they saved themselves. They had pulled back with light volume. You get JNUG up 55 cents right now, trading $13.62. Let me just see what's the largest weighting structure inside this one. Oh, interesting. This one here. So you have to go into another. Oh, no, you don't. Market vectors.
This is the 3 times, though. We need to go down to the original, right?
That's correct, yes. So that
get
would be the JD. No, JGDX, I think.
I think you're right.
It just broke the high as we were talking, so I like that. I'm in it at right at the open when it went positive.
GDXJ?
Yeah,
GDXJ?
1327.
GDXJ.
There we go.
Okay, yeah, so This as well as the GDX in general is catching a pretty good bid. You know, this is inside the range again. So,
Could you dig into what was in there? I think that's it. What equities?
yes. So you have
There we go.
Kirkland Lake is 5.4, Evolution Mining 5.3, Anglo Gold 4.3, Northern Star 4.2.
Interesting. Definitely some juniors, as in.
Yes.
I'm not familiar even with Kirkland Evolution. I know
Right.
Anglo, North Star, Goldfield, Yamana,
Yeah.
Pan American, I Am Gold. But Kirkland, we'll have to check them out.
No,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah.
It's starting to move right now. My
Oh,
question is, I got in at 27, right when it dipped down, it went positive at the open. I jumped in it. I took half off at the half dollar at 50 cents, 13.50. My
Nice.
question, Tom, do you think I should let this ride over the weekend, or?
J-Nug, right? He was saying 1350.
Okay.
J-Nug. J-Nug.
JNU. Yeah, I would.
Okay.
I mean, I like what's happening here. So you get the biggest deal inside the physical gold market versus the equities is that the equities have proven they've held up. You know, I mean, coming in today, it's pretty wild. I was shopping at. I want to say hi to Nick out there. What's happening, brother? I saw a Tiger last night when I was in Publix, right?
Okay.
And, you know, he's been around a long time, 18, 20 years. And
Nice.
we were talking about the gold market, and he says, what do you think? I said, oh, man, I'm worried coming into tomorrow morning. Do you know
Sure,
what I mean?
right.
But it held up, man.
It's a little similar to, not big, similar, but yeah,
Oh,
hanging above those levels, right?
Listen, we
you know,
know
1250,
it
just hanging,
it
1260,
can
right.
jump off the cliff in a second, man.
Right.
And this guy has been in the gold reports for that many years.
Sure.
So we both know, we were talking about, you know, we went through a lot of pain in 2001, or 2002, 2003, and then we made a huge amount of money. But bottom line is that is the gold market, you know?
Definitely.
But, you know, so, yeah, I like the deal, man. You know, because
Okay.
one of the problems we've had is that the last two times that this has happened, meaning it's broken the downtrend, right? It failed. You know, that's when I went up, you know, at the beginning of the show when I went through those different levels. You know, we'll see what shakes out here. This is monster volume right now inside the GDX as well as the gold market in general. Now, I'm glad you just brought this up, because watch this. Someone's coming into this market, folks. Watch these trades. I just brought AEM up,
Okay.
and you're going to see you're up at $1.28, right?
Yes.
When you start looking at some of these, did I hit the right one? AQ.
Maybe it's a different stock? No?
Yeah, it was. What else did I pull up? Because I was looking at.
They're big
I know what
guys.
it was. I know what it was. It was ABX, which is the second largest weighting structure inside it. Yeah, look at these trades. Now, you don't pay attention to 931. That's the open, right? But see, 955, 40,000 shares. 10 o'clock, 25,000, 17,000. So what's cool here, you know, we have the end of the month, and bottom line is that they might be shifting, you know, bottom line into these gold
Yeah,
stocks,
big volume,
rotating
totally.
out of something else. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So,
Totally.
cooking, brother. Thank you so
All
much,
right, guys,
Paul.
I
You have
appreciate
a
it. Have a
great
great
weekend,
weekend, gentlemen.
safe weekend.
Talk to you next week, man. Thanks.